Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with the WXW Unified World Championship changing hands on Saturday in Germany. Lorenz Roman defeated Robert Dreisker in the main event of Drive of Champions in Oberhausen to become the new title holder, ending Dreisker's reign after nearly a year. It was the fifth longest reign in the 23-year history of the title. The title has been previously held by the likes of Claudio Castagnoli, Robbie Brookside, Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr., Gunther, Sami Zayn, Malachi Black, and Ilya Dragunov. Earlier in the show, Dreisker had made his final successful defense of the title, defeating Peter Tiani in a last-man-standing match. In other selected results, Levaniel retained the WXW Shotgun title against Oscar, and New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Champion Jeff Cobb defeated Mike DiVecchio. In WWE news, MVP has traveled to Cancun, Mexico to undergo stem cell therapy with eyes on a possible return to both the jiu-jitsu mat and the pro wrestling ring, according to a social media post yesterday.
Beginning of a hopefully new chapter of my jiu-jitsu life, get my body back together so I can compete again and be healthy on the mats, and maybe the beginning of my final chapter as a professional wrestler. See if I can get my last matches in before I finally hang up the boots for good. At any rate, bored a little while. Here we go, resume stem, Cancun, Mexico. Get this raggedy old body back working.
MVP competed as a full-time wrestler from 2001 through 2018 with a previous stint in WWE from 2006 through 2010. Since returning to WWE in 2020, he has been mainly used as a manager, although he did wrestle part-time from 2020 to 2022, mainly in tag team matches, with his last match to date taking place at the July 18, 2022 episode of Raw. WWE was also in Binghamton, New York yesterday at the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena with results identical to Saturday Night's Super Show live event in White Plains. WWE has regularly run the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, formerly known as the Broome County Veterans Memorial Arena, since 1975. Prior to that, it had been a venue used by Pedro Martinez's National Wrestling Federation. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.